everybody, and welcome back to the 1313 podcast. I'm Jacob, and today we will be reviewing the Hot Toys Anakin Skywalker from Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Starting off, the sculpting on this figure is absolutely insane, proportioned out very, very nicely, and overall is an amazing shelf piece. Right out of the box, Anakin comes with these fists that also double as grabbing hands, which can be used to hold his lightsaber. He also comes with two separate force-wielding hands. He also comes with this open grabbing hand, which is perfect for holding the included holograms, which can display not only Master Yoda, but Obi-Wan and everybody's favorite, Ahsoka Tano. The comlink itself is sculpted very well with nice metallic painting highlights that really give it a nice pop. And each of the holograms are casted out of this light blue translucent plastic with these wavy lines molded into them, which really gives it a nice hologram pop. This Anakin also comes with two separate armor pieces, with this first one being inspired by Star Wars: The Clone Wars. With a swooping shoulder and larger shoulder pad, this is directly inspired by the animated show. This piece is also segmented, so it has a little bit of posability in the shoulder. And if you would like to switch these out for the other pieces that it comes with, it's as easy as removing the Velcro. And to get the shoulder piece off, you have to pop off his head and simply remove the shoulder piece, which is also Velcroed to the body. And these can be put back on by sliding it down over the Velcro in the front and laying it down even on the back, and then just popping that head back on. And now you have Anakin's look from Star Wars Battlefront 2. With a tapered shoulder piece that leads down to smaller shoulder pads, this is probably my favorite look that this hot toy comes with. But wait, there's more. This Anakin also comes with a nice soft goods cape that can be Velcroed to the inside of the shoulder armor piece. This cape is made out of different material than the rest of the soft goods on the figure. It's heavy, it has a little bit of a reflective texture to it, and it's also double stitched, meaning it's two pieces of fabric sewn together to give it that nice, thick, flowing look of a cape. Finally, he comes with this posable poncho from Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the animated movie. This is included in the deluxe edition of the figure. This poncho is a pressed, almost burlap-like material with subtle printing on the bottom of it, as well as the shoulder pieces to give it those accents that you see in the animated movie. It also has wire segments sewn into the corners of the cloth so that you can pose this to make it look like it's in action or it's just gusting in the wind. Final accessories for this Anakin are a nice stand with a Star Wars Anakin Skywalker plaque on the front with an adjustable crotch holder. And the figure comes with a blade swinging effect, as well as a battery operated light up arm that when you flick a switch on the inside, a blue LED turns on to make it more like an actual swinging lightsaber. But I have a huge problem with this system. In order to install this arm, you have to remove this cuff piece, which after many times of being taken off, doesn't like to stay shut anymore. As you can see, it just kind of pulls apart. But the worst part about it is, in order to get this arm off, you have to rip this forearm piece off. And when I say rip, you really, really have to rip it off. I almost thought I was gonna break the figure when I was trying to get it off the first time around, just to get this piece on. And now the aftermath is, this arm has a permanent wiggle to it, which I am so mad about. The joint on this arm doesn't wiggle whatsoever, and it didn't wiggle out of the box, but now this one has a permanent flop to it, which is really, really upsetting. But that would be probably my biggest issue with this figure. It makes me really upset that now it kind of has a floppy joint, when that shouldn't be a problem whatsoever when you're spending around $300 on what's supposed to be a premium action figure. Before we look at that posability though, let's just take a look at this nice sculpt of Hayden Christensen's face. I am a fan of how it looks. Lots of people actually don't like it. I think this looks really good as Hayden Christensen, just a little bit older. It doesn't look as young as he does in the movies, but it looks just like him in my opinion. But with that aside, let's get into that posability. So starting off, we have a ball joint at the head so he can look all the way around. Butterfly joints on the inside of that arm. Arm can rotate out this far. A nice double jointed bend at the elbow. A swivel at the wrist, as well as a pivot. With this figure, you can get a little bit of a crunch, and the legs can kick up about this far. Bend at the knee with a nice click, and a nice little toe pivot that is allowed by this leather boot covering. With this figure, you also have posable soft goods on the lower part of the tunic. This is really cool to also make an action pose if you want to stand him up on the not included stap. And this figure has no problem standing on its own. Did I mention that he also comes with some bombs? Overall, I really like this figure, and if you're a fan of Anakin Skywalker, I highly recommend that you should pick this up. My main gripes with this figure come with the floppy arm syndrome that has been caused from taking off that arm piece and putting it back on. It really makes me upset, but there's nothing really more I can do for it. And another thing that you should watch out for if you're buying this figure is these pieces on the inside of the shoulder pads come off really easy. Actually, while I was filming this video, the back piece of the Velcro inside the armor that he has on right now came off when I was taking off the cape, which is a real bummer. I'll probably just have to glue that back into place, but still, you're paying around $300 for what's supposed to be a premium format figure. I don't expect anything like that to happen. In conclusion, I absolutely love this figure though, despite the small gripes that it has. This was a gift given to me from my girlfriend, so there's no way I could possibly hate on it. I love it so much. So thank you, Delilah, for getting this for me. It really means a lot. I really appreciate you for that. But that about does it for this review of the Hot Toys Anakin Skywalker. If you liked this video, please leave a like, leave a comment down below. And don't hesitate to pick up this figure. I actually really like it a lot. Despite its shortcomings, it is a really cool figure, and it's a hot toy. Hot toys are also an amazing shelf piece and a wonderful thing to have, and it's a good investment because they always go up in price. But if you like this episode, please leave a like, leave a comment, tell me what you thought about this figure, and whether or not you think you're gonna pick it up or not. If you want to support us some more, also be sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. We also have a Patreon, link is in the description below, and we have merch that's also linked below if you'd like to pick up any of that. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of the 1313 Podcast, and we see you all next time. Goodbye!